Hi, welcome back. Sudhir from Coding Freaks. In this video, we are going to have a look at one of the best resource provided by AWS. It is Elastic Compute Cloud EC2. I have already logged into my AWS console. From the services, the first option is under Compute EC2. Click on it. Before starting EC2, I just want to tell you one thing that it is a regional resource. I'm just going to stick with the US West 2. This is the home page of EC2 instance. If you cross this one, there's a launch instance button. Click on it and click launch instance. First thing in EC2 is that you have to choose Amazon Machine Image, AMI. AMI is a packaged operating system provided by AWS. You can have another AMIs also from AWS Marketplace, which are customized and designed to provide you some sort of pre-built functionality. Like if you say I just want to have a LAMP based server, then you can search for LAMP, Linux, Apache, MySQL and PHP. This is there. Just select this one. Whenever you boot your machine with this one, you will be having Linux, Apache, MySQL and PHP. If you see this is mentioned over here also. But do remember that if you are going to choose something from marketplace, then all of these are not for free. So you might have to pay some, or you might have to pay some fee for using it. Coming back to the quick start AMIs, if you see over here that free tier eligible, a couple of these are free tier eligible. Not all of these are free tier eligible. We are going to select this first one, Amazon Linux 2 AMI 64-bit. Click select. Now you have to choose instance type. AWS provide a couple of instance types. If you see from here that all instance type, micro instances, general purpose, compute optimized, FPGA instances, GPU, machine learning, memory or storage optimized. These are a couple of instances which are provided, and all of these have some sort of specific functionality enhanced. Like in memory optimized, you'll be having more emphasis on memory optimization instead of computation optimization. In compute optimization, you'll be having more resource in compute and comparatively less resource in memory or storage. And again, if you try to use free tier, there is only one T2 micro in US West 2 region which is free tier eligible. It is already selected and we are going to continue with this only. In this, what we are going to get is a ECU, one virtual CPU of 2.5 GHz, Intel Xeon family, 1 GB of RAM, and it supports EBS only, Elastic Block Storage. This type of storage we'll explore in later videos. Here is one review and launch button. If you click onto this, you'll move directly to the review page, whatever things you'll be having in this EC2 instance. But for this demonstration, we'll be understanding what all steps we have. Click next for configure instance detail. In this, it is asking how many instances you require. We require only one for this one. Purchasing option, if you want to request spot instance, no, we don't want it, we just want it as on demand. For network, subnet and auto assign IP, we're leaving it to default. Everything will leave to default. If you scroll a bit down, there's advanced details, where this user data is something which is very important to understand. In this, you can write a shell script which will be executed once at the time of allocation of your instance. We are just about to launch a new instance. We just want to install Apache onto that. We can just do what? Have a bash script over here. This is how, if with this script, this instance get instantiated. On the first time, it will update all of whatever packages it has, and then it is going to install HTTPD package into it. So for now, we do not require any sort of this thing. I'm just removing it. Click next, which is add storage. By default, with the AMI we have selected, we'll be getting 8 gigs of storage. This is general purpose SSD. We'll be exploring all of these volume types in later videos. If you want to encrypt it, you may. If you don't want to, leave it as not encrypted. So for this video, I'm not going to encrypt this one. And from here, we can add additional volumes also. The instance we have selected can accept only EBS. So only EBS is there in the volume type. There's no snapshot we require at this time. And one more thing about EBS is that if you're going to add additional EBS volumes, you have to give storage capacity which you'll be requiring, and the whole storage capacity which you are allocating will be paid. Though for free tier we will get 30 GB of it, but if we exceed this 30 GB limit, then we have to pay for this. I'm deleting this for now. Next is tag. Tag is something, say I just want to give a name to my machine, my first instance. This is the tag. Add another tag, say this machine belongs to developers. This is of type developer. These are the tags which we can define. This might help you in implementing some sort of policy. Next is security group. Security group is a kind of firewall which runs on your NIC, virtually installed with the instance we are going to instantiate. This is the security group name. This is the description. If you want to change it, you may have it. If you don't want to change it, you may leave it as it is. There's no foundation to that. Provided we are not going to specify any specific rule, I'm going to change it as SSH security group. Because in this we are going to have SSH inbound rule at port 22 from any of the IP to this instance. So we can add this security group to some another instance also. In that scenario, we will not have to recreate the security group. You may leave a description as it is. Here it is giving us a warning that rule with source of public IP is present in your rule. It is recommended that you allow only IPs which are known to you. For this session, I do not care much for this, but in production environment or in your real industry based environment, you should be allowing only the IP addresses which belong to you or your company. Next, click review and launch. Here we'll just review once that we have selected Amazon Linux 2 AMI. Instance type is T2 micro with 1 CPU, 1 gigs of RAM and EBS. We have allowed one inbound rule of SSH at port 22 from anywhere in the world. If you here look at the storage, we have 8 gigs of storage, GP2 volume type, and it is not encrypted. If you look at the tags, these two tags we have defined. Click launch. I'll be creating new key pair for this, and it is going to be, if this is not your first time, then probably you aware what key pair is, and you might be having key pair, so you may choose an existing key pair and use that one. In my scenario, I do not have access to the key file which was already there, so I'll give you a brief what key pair is. Key pair is something like you can just log in into this instance with the help of this key pair. So this key pair is a file which has an encrypted hash code, and this will help you to log in into this EC2 instance. I'll just download this one and click launch instance. Our instance is launching. If you scroll a bit and click on this view instances, you'll see that instance state is pending. Once it is in running state, we'll be having the instance ready to use. This is in US West 2A availability zone and belongs to US West 2 region. Is of type T2 micro. This is the instance ID and there's no alarm set onto it. The public DNS for this instance is this one, public IP, and it is dynamic. is this one. Private IP is this one. Yeah, let's move back to this instance. It is in running state now. Click on this and click connect. This is going to give you steps how we can connect to this instance through terminal. I'm opening a terminal. Just zoom a bit so that you can easily have a look. I'll just navigate to the directory where I'm having the key. Now if you look here, you have to change the permission to this key. If you do not change this permission, let's do one thing. Without changing this, we'll try it once and see what issue we are going to face. Let's copy this command and run it. Type yes. See, this is giving us an error that unprotected private key file. If you're getting this error, then this means that you need to change the permission of your key file. Run this command. That's it. If now again you try to log in into this, you can easily get into the machine. See, I'm showing you the private IP of this machine. It is 172.31.21.67. If you see in the description of this machine, it is same 172.31.21.67. So this shows that we have logged in into this machine with the help of key pair we have downloaded. Just disconnect this from here and understand this command. SSH is the command name. -I is an option to pass the key pair. EC2 is the default user what we get in the Amazon Linux to AMI. If you are using any another one, then you have to see which user is present over there. But if you click on this connect, you will very well get this command from here, which will precisely tell you which user you have for that instance. Now @ and the instance name. It is DNS name of this instance. This is how this command is. If we rerun it, we'll be directly logged onto the machine. This is how we can instantiate an EC2 instance. Now I'm going to stop this instance. Click on action, instance state, and stop. We will understand what ephemeral storage is. For now, let's stop this. It is stopping now. It will take some moment to stop. Yeah, it is stopped now. Again from action, if you want to start it, we can just go to instance state and start. I'm just going to terminate this now. The benefit of having this stopped instance is that it will not be charged for compute resource, but the storage of EBS volume for 8 GB will be charged. This is the free tier eligible thing, so we won't be having any issue at this time. Post the free tier time, we have to pay for this storage. If we want to have this instance running, in that scenario we have to pay for compute also and for storage also. For now, I'm terminating it. Actions, instance state, and terminate. It is not required that you stop the machine and terminate. I just wanted to show you that you can stop the instance to save cost of compute resources when it is not in use, provided the data stored in the EBS volume attached to this EC2 instance is very much valuable to you. We are terminating this for now. Click on yes, terminate. Again, this is going to take some time in termination and it will remove all of these things. When you reboot your machine, your public DNS will be changed. Do remember this thing. If you're storing your command somewhere and want to connect to your instance whenever you want, in that scenario, you have to very much verify before connecting to that machine whether the public DNS, public IPv4 is same or it has been changed. If it is changed, then you have to update in your command. This is how we can run an EC2 instance with AMI, with storage, and define a security group, stop it and terminate it. If you have any queries, do leave in the comment section below. Thank you.